Hello and welcome to PPR's PC Division 2 here at Austria in Spielberg at the Red Bull Ring. We're stoked to get started here. A couple of drivers making their way out the pits. Looks like PC Jesus, the GOAT himself, is exiting the pits indeed. So we pull up our track map here, see where all of our guys are at. We've got 15 drivers here today. The racing point of Only Use My D is here as well, coming on a hot lap out. And we'll have Only Use My D pull ahead, and he'll be the first to start a flying lap here at Austria. He has opted for the medium tires to start out. As we know, the strategy is indeed a one-stop, soft to medium, so not too complicated here at Austria. Although, unless it rains, could prove to shake up the grid and strategy quite a bit. As we see, Dad is what I'm going to call him for short. Come around the final corner, start his flying lap. Keeps it in between the lines. No exceeding track limits there. DRS wide open. Coming down into turn one, hard on the brakes. Yeet over the curb. May have invalidated there. Looks to be all clean though, according to our track map. If that does go red, he does invalidate. So far, so good. Hard braking into the hairpin. Turn 4 technically. Coming out. Sorry, turn 3 technically. And yet into another DRS zone. So plenty of DRS and overtaking possibilities here at this track. So we'll see plenty of action, I'm sure, on track, as we have seen in our previous races throughout the week on our YouTube channel. There's been slipstream trains galore. So plenty of close, tight racing, battling all the way through to the end of this 36 lap Grand Prix. As we see Dad coming into the final 3 corners, you really got to yeet it through here to maximize your time, or minimize, depending on how you look at it. He comes across the line, sets the first time. Is a 106.3 on the medium tires, but we'll have PC Jesus coming in hot as he spins. Oh my God, the Ferrari behind him spins of what seems to be Tiger Racing or Ozone Chimera. Not sure what happened there. So he has indeed spun, trying to make a safe return onto the track. That is not great start for the Ferrari driver. But we have the Alfa Romeo of race 33 coming around the final corner, who has indeed invalidated his lap as well. So he will not be setting anything at the moment. We have Eduardo Andretti though coming up to the line. Sets a 107.5 with Blizzard coming up and setting a 106.8. Nice lap by him. We have McLaren's coming across the line. Looks like Strifium's coming up. Sorry. BTFU is starting his lap now. With the Renaults also starting their flying laps. Everyone on their out lap at the moment. Terre is indeed on a flyer. As he looks like he's going to back off and start a new flying lap now, as he may have invalidated the previous one. We do have the Williams of MRL Henners. Take that back, Squirmy starting his out lap as well. Plenty of guys stacking up in the final corners, looking to get a good lap in. Go back on board with Strifium here. He rounds the final corner, looking to get something fired up, cross the line, and he will not set a time yet. What about BTFU, his teammate? He'll go pole with a 105.1 on the soft compound tires. We have the Renaults of Cosmo and Kermit coming across the line. Kermit comes up with a 105.8. Solid lap from him there. Cosmo goes with a 105.9. So these two Renault drivers right next to each other. P2 and 3 provisionally. Awesome job by them. But now we have young Dagger coming up into the final corner, going a little bit wide there. Keeping it nice and tidy. Going very wide on the final corner, stretching those track limits. Goes across the line, goes a 104.614, taking that provisional pole. Awesome lap there by him. Seems we have the Williams up PPR Squirmy coming up to the line as well. See what he can do. I know he's a challenger for the top 3 positions. He's gonna go 6th fastest with a 106.4. So definitely some room for improvement from Kermie there. We have Striffium coming up to the line. And he'll do a 105.5, puts him into P3 provisionally. We do indeed have Henners coming up too as well. He comes across the line. And we'll be going for another lap yet again. We have Tiger Racing coming up to the line as well. A lot of these drivers on outlaps, setting another lap yet again. This Ferrari teammate coming out, giving him that toe for his hot lap. Great teamwork there. Slipstream is vital on this track. And if you can get it on your qualifying lap, that is truly helpful. Looks like we have the Red Bull up Propulsion X coming around the final corner, trying to set his first lap of the day. Break into that top 10. We'll see what he can do. Goes P6. We have MRL Henners coming up to the line. Excuse me, PPR Squirmy. See if he can go faster. He'll stay the same there. Nothing doing. Meanwhile, his teammate Henners looking to set first lap of the day for himself. Coming around the final corner. Nice and tidy. DRS wide open. He goes P2 with a 104.9. Solid lap there by Henners. Making it nice and easy. We got Tiger coming to the line, trying to set a lap for Ferrari. Goes P5 with a 105.7 provisionally. And his teammate, Ozone Chimera on the mediums, looking to set a few laps, probably getting some warm-up in here. Meanwhile, we've got PPR Squirmy on another flyer, trying to improve that time. Looks like he's getting a lot of laps in here on these softs. Lovely shot of the Williams as he comes into the final sector. A little bit of lag around the final corner. Comes across the line. Goes a little bit faster. P8 106.0. Solid lap there by him. Propulsion and Blizzard. Started some flyers. We have Racer 33, who has yet to set a time. Coming around the final corner. We'll see what he can do. Only a 108.9 on the soft, so he may have messed up that lap. But here comes Ozone Chimera on the mediums, and he'll go 9th fastest with a 106 flat. So definitely some room for improvement there if he decides to go for the softs. We have both Renaults coming on their outlap now. And it looks like the Mercedes of PC Jesus is already back on his second lap. See if he can improve his 108 flat and crack that top 10. Comes across the line. We'll go to P12 with a 106.8. So not too shabby from him there. As Propulsion X comes across the line. Nothing going there. As Only Use My D goes up to P4 with a 105.5. The Red Bull Propulsion X and Blizzard setting their flying laps now. Race 33 coming across the line. Goes P4 with a 105.4. Solid lap there by him. Good McLaren of seems to be Striffium and BCFU on their outlap. Striffium seems to have completely gone off. Maybe trying to avoid someone. Not sure what happened there. Or lost control himself. As he makes his way back on the track. Nice and easy. Plenty of cars. Hopefully he doesn't park for too long so he doesn't get DQ'd. Williams of Squirmy coming in hot now. I'll have more with him. See how he's doing. Good job of Striffium to keep it clean. Coming back on track. We have Cosmo coming around the final corner. Into the pits. Backing out there. As well as Squirmy there, just looking it around. We have the Racing Point up tear coming up to the line. starting his flying lap now. We got BTFU trying to chip away at that 104.6 pull time of Tear, aka Young Dagger. Here he comes across the line with a 104.8, so he improves to P2. Solid lap there by him. We've got Kermit, though, coming across the line. Seems pretty close to the wall there for a final lap. Might be starting another flyer here, or may have backed off. Here comes Strifium, using those gravel-coated tires on a hot lap. Nice and tidy through there, and he'll dive into the pits. That'll be it. We do have Tear coming back into the pits as well, with Henners cruising in the final sector. He is for sure on a hot lap. On the final corner, see if he can catch back that P2 from BTFU. Crosses the line. That sounds terrible, and he will not set a faster time. Now we've got the seems to be check on the Haas of Eduardo Andretti. He's on his out lap. He'll be going on his in lap now as he heads into the pits. Hop on board now with Tiger Racing for a flying lap around Austria. We got 6 minutes left in this qualifying session as Tiger does invalidate his lap there by going too wide, it seems, on the exit. Not entirely sure what happened there. May have carried too much speed into the corner. Now we've got PC Jesus, who's looking to also improve, cracking that top 10. We'll see if PC Jesus can improve here. Coming up to the line. Plenty of ERS to spare. We'll go with a 106.3, but he will not improve his position. But he does improve his time by a decent amount. It's a solid improvement there from PC Jesus. Chimera goes P3 in the softs with a 104.8. But what will Squirmy say about it? As he goes P7 with a 105.5. The Renault of Cosmo coming up to the line. He will not go any faster, unfortunately, as we have only used my dad coming to the line. He completely cuts that corner, and that will be a very, very invalidated lap. Now we have the Ferrari of Tiger on a new lap, fresh lap now after invalidating the previous one. Trying to set a quick lap now. Improve on his time of a 105.7. We'll see what he can do here coming up to the line. Can he improve? He does not. He'll stay P9. Plenty of people diving into the pits now. We have a yellow flag. Looks like PC Jesus went way off track there. Not entirely sure what happened. We'll hop on board with Propulsion X to see if we can see what exactly happened there. Eduardo Andretti is out too, but he was in the pits. You can see that PC Jesus seemed to maybe have spun out in turn 1. But here comes Strifium up to the line. Starting a flying lap now. Stay with him, as most of our drivers will now be starting to come out for their final hot lap. So the ones to challenge for pole at the moment are Tear, BTFU, Ozone Chimera, and Henners. Top 4 drivers, all under 1 minute and 5 seconds. Solid job by them. Propulsion X coming up to the line. Completely out of ERS now. Pushing to improve that time. He will not improve. We have race 33 starting his flying lap now. Hop on board back with Strifium as he dives into the pits and will abandon that lap. And that'll probably be his session over, as I doubt he'll be able to get back out again. Meanwhile, Kermit's coming in. This goes way wide there. And Cody's does not invalidate him. So he's chilling. See if he can get further up in that top 10. He does not. He'll stay where he's at, but he's looking to go for another flying lap, it seems. As Blizzard comes to the line, he will not improve either. Henner starting his flying lap now as we have the racing point of Tear and Dad on a out lap as well. Plenty of people on out laps now. We'll see where all of our drivers are. So here's your possible pole sitter at the moment. Strifium has retired. He's all done there. Tear looking to extend that lead, currently in P1. As we'll hop on board quickly with Racer 33 as he's coming around and trying to challenge that pole position. Comes up to the line, activates the DRS. And it will not go any faster, but he's starting another lap now. As you can see, he has a full bar of ERS. So plenty of time left here. 30 seconds to set a flying lap. We have Henners about to start his flying lap as well. Stay on board with Tear now as he comes into the final sector. This goes very wide there, and that will be his qualifying session. So hopefully no one can break his time of 104.6. We will soon find out though. Hop on board with Cosmo. Coming around the final corner. Can he improve his time? He can, but not by enough. He and his Renault teammate are neck and neck, P10 and 11. He will get the free tire choice at least. We know that for sure. As Ozone Chimera comes up to the line, he will dive into the pits. But the teammate of Tear, the pole sitter currently, Dad coming up to the line. Can he improve? He does. He goes P3, so it's a racing point 1-3 as Racer 33 comes up and does not improve his time. He'll stay where he's at. We've got PPR Squirmy coming up to the line as well, with BTFU and his teammate Henners coming right behind him. Can Squirmy improve? He does, but not enough. Here comes BTFU though, as he looks like he's backing out of that lap. He does not go any faster. Can Henners do anything about it? He's a last chance to snag pole. And he goes P2, so Tear will be your pole sitter. The suspense killed me there, folks. Cody doesn't like to show us until after the session's over. But there you have it, folks. Exciting end of qualifying as Tear is your pole sitter with a 104.6. Henners coming in P2 with a 104.8. Wow, look at that gap, ladies and gentlemen. BTFU lost out P2 on the front row by 5 milliseconds. Dad coming in right behind by another 15 milliseconds, so very close battle here. And what's that? Ozone Chimera, not too far behind either, so solid stacked grid here today. Plenty of competition. Should be an exciting race. I want to see in the chat who you guys got for our podium finishers based on this solid qualifying grid. Oh my goodness. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the weather that we asked for. This will make things very saucy. So from my reporters down the track, it seems we have light rain the entire race. So this should be quality stuff here. As everyone chooses their setups because they have no idea how to navigate this strategy. Could be intermediates to intermediates one stop. Could be intermediates the whole race. Could even go to wets. So we will see. It looks like everyone seems to be on intermediates at the moment. You have Terra taking off in P1. Intermediate tires all around. We'll throw on those tires just to be sure. So we'll go through the driver standings at the moment. Terra's in first place by a solid 11 points, ahead of Racer 33 in P2. Dump Truck in P3. Dump Truck is not here today, unfortunately, so he could be losing that P3 spot. P4, Henners, who definitely is in a chance to move up the standings today. With P5, Striffium and McLaren. P6 is Squirmy. P7 is Kermit. P8 is BTFU. P9 is Joshua Burns. And P10 is Only Use My D for our PC Division 2 championship standings. We got Shane Torley saying his money's on Bulls. We got Propulsion X and Blizzard, Red Bull drivers, sitting in P12 and 14, hoping to make their way up the pack as fast as possible. Doesn't look like it's raining too hard, but just enough to slow these drivers down quite the sum and extend this race. So settle down, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a long one. Hopefully quite an exciting one as well. Hoping for many lead changes, many broken wings, and many safety cars. As long as it's clean racing. Here come all of our drivers, slowly line up the grid, trying to keep those intermediates warm. So here we have it. Solid shot here. We have 3, 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out and they're underway. Terra getting a decent start, trying to close off Henners. Henners tucking in behind. Meanwhile, BTFU staying pretty still. It's clean through turn 1, it seems. Everyone giving each other enough space as we come all the way up. Battle for P2 right now as they almost go 3 wide into turn 3. Henners staying on the outside. Only Use My D coming up into P2 now. As we have drivers going off track here. 3 wide there from Kermit and Blizzard. Meanwhile, it's a Racing Point 1-2. BTFU going for the dive, spins, goes on the grass. Drivers will get by now. Only Use My D has gone wide. No damage done though, it seems. Everyone's keeping it clean. BTFU losing a major amount of spots as well as Only Use My Dad. Kind of chaotic here, but doesn't seem to be too much damage, so drivers are all right. Meanwhile, Terra's gotten a substantial lead now. We have drivers going side by side into the penultimate corner. Only Use My Dad trying to make up ground now. As Terra sits the fastest lap of the race and is already pulling away. 11 seconds, says Cody's. That's not true. Cody's intervals are quite messed up at the moment. Hopefully those can get sorted soon. Meanwhile, we've got a tight battle with BTFU and Only Use My Dad, these 2 podium starters, now trying to fight their way back through the pack. BTFU up the inside will hold that line, getting help from his teammate there, holding up Only Use My Dad, as he now has to tuck in behind BTFU. McLaren's running a 7-8 right now. As Striffium goes wide now, and BTFU and Only Use My Dad will get through, as they're now trying to charge their way back up the field. It's Cosmo. These intervals are all wrong. Meanwhile, Striffium trying to make his way back past PC Jesus. Terra sets another fastest lap of the race, pulling ahead even more now. out of the final corner. Racer 33 gets a little bit sideways. Henner's looking to make something happen as the two Williams are sharp on the tail of Racer 33. Here comes Squirmy, almost tapping his teammate there. Henner's up the inside, side by side with Racer 33. Racer 33 able to get away now. Henner's maybe looking for the dive bomb, we'll see. Nothing going on there. As Racer 33 does go a little wide. Could be going side by side into the double left-hander. Williams still right on the tail of the Alfa Romeo. A little bit of a train forming here behind Racer 33. Meanwhile, Ozone Chimera is pulling away in a solid P2 while Terra is way out in front. Cosmo getting tailed hard now by BTFU. Seems Tiger Racing has fallen to the back. Unfortunately, he's made his way back up past Blizzard though. BTFU going for the move on the Renault of Cosmo. Up the inside. Gets it done. Cosmo forced wide. Comes back on track. BTFU will get the move done though. Here comes Squirmy. Sorry, Henner's on Racer 33. Racer 33 going so wide now. Missing that braking point completely. Comes back on track. Now they're side by side. Still ahead of Henner's. Henner's looking to go up the inside now. Gets the move done. Racer 33 looking for a switchback. Henner's gets off track a little bit. These two are neck and neck now. Henner's seems to have gotten the position now. Up into P3. Striphium's right next to PC Jesus, trying to go around the outside in a very difficult place. Almost made it work. Coming back for more now. Too far back to make a move here. Racer 33 not losing sight of Henner's as Terra continuously is setting faster and faster laps. Maybe the track is drying. Could we see altering strategies? I do not know. We will see as Cosmo gets passed easily by Only Use My D. Squirmy and Racer 33 are tangling up here. I'm not sure what's happening. A little bit of lag from Squirmy. I'll hop off him. He's dropped back completely now. So now we have Striphium and Jesus battling it out. Cosmo going for a dive there. Cutting across the track, pushing him wide. Striphium gets it done. Wasted no time. Trying to get stuck behind PC Jesus. Squirmy going very deep. Racer 33 in a Williams sandwich right now. Not where you want to be. BCFU trying to make his way into that sandwich. He wants a part of the Williams. Meanwhile, this is the battle of the midfield of that last spot for the podium from 3, 4, 5, and P6. All trying to make something happen. We know BCFU has the pace as he did get P3 in qualifying. Question is, can he make it back up there? Right on the tail of Squirmy now. Could go for a move up into turn 3. Stays on the inside, but we'll back off as Racer 33 is tapped by Squirmy. Racer 33 will get away unharmed. Squirmy is now dropped back to P6. But here comes BTFU on the inside of Racer 33. Can he make a move? Side by side. Racer 33 staying on the outside. Gets good traction, good exit out of the corner. They're still side by side going into the double left-hander. Still side by side. BTFU gets a little bit ahead. A little bit of lag there from I'm not sure who. BTFU gets the move done, is now ahead of Racer 33 up into P4, so making his way back up to where he started. Yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like Cosmo has gone off. Not sure what happened there. Here comes Blizzard. Seems to me his wing is still there. Everything seems to be all right. Meanwhile, Racer 33 is trying to keep up with BTFU. There is no DRS at the moment due to the fact that it is raining. So these drivers will find it hard to keep up with the cars in front, more so than usual. As Scrummy goes too deep in that turn. Only use my D coming back. Big old downshift there from Dad. Scrummy going deep yet again. Cosmo gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings already. Yellow flag in sector 2. Seems to be Cosmo yet again. Not sure what happened there. So we'll hop back on board with Dad, trying to make it by PPR Squirmy. Meanwhile, Terra's out in front, 5.8 seconds ahead of Ozone Chimera in P2. Looks like P3, 4, and 5 are all trying to make a move, try and catch up to Ozone Chimera in P2, slowly gaining on him. Keep an eye on that battle. But for now, Dad trying to make something happen on Squirmy. We'll be too far back here to make any kind of move. Squirmy continuously going wide on this corner, so only use my Dad will hopefully look to make a move there next time. If not, this next turn. Goes up the inside. A little back off. Stays close on the inside. Squirmy staying off the racing line. Who knows if that's the better line in this game. In real life it is, but we don't know if F1's a sim or not, so could be. So we have Propulsion X right on the back of the Mercedes of PC Jesus. Trying to crack further into that top 10. Gets a good exit. PC Jesus blocks him off though. Squirmy gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. Time penalties will be huge on this track for sure. A little bit of a tap there from Propulsion. PC Jesus inching his way through the final 2 corners. Only use my Dad. Still trying to make something happen. Propulsion X unable to make anything stick there as Kermit goes around and hits the bollard. Tiger Racing up into P11, making his way back up the field as quick as he can. Only use my D up the inside. Squirmy gets ahead, goes deep. Still side by side. Squirmy goes a little bit off track. Only use my D should have the move. And that's done and dusted. He's ahead now. Got to make his way back up the track. Try and catch those drivers. It looks like Blizzard has gone off as well. He has spun. Still has his wing though. Able to keep it off the wall, it looks like. Doing quite alright at the moment in terms of damage. No wing changes so far, knock on wood. PC Division 2, of course, our cleanest division. Week in, week out. So, very exciting if we do end up getting a safety car. Propulsion X still trying to make some kind of move on PC Jesus. Tiger Racing trying to make his way back up. We'll look to make a move quick here. Meanwhile, Terra's 6.3 seconds ahead now. Henders has made his way onto the back of Ozone Chimera. Now within a second, but that doesn't matter because DRS is not a thing at the moment due to the water falling from the sky. Keep an eye on Tiger. He seems to have lost some time to P10. Lizard gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. So now we've got a battle for P2 as BTFU is on the back of Henners, who's on the back of Ozone Chimera. Big battle for the podium now. As Racer 33 is trying to make his way back up to the back of this pack. Propulsion X and Tiger right on the back here. Propulsion too far back to make any kind of move though, as Racer 33 gets a 3-second time penalty. Keep an eye on those time penalties, folks. But here comes Tiger. Looking up the inside in that Ferrari on the Red Bull. A reversal of what happened in real life this year. Red Bull staying ahead though. Doing a good job of defending. Trains forming now behind P2. Cars getting more bunched up. Should see some intense action shortly here. So far, our top 4 drivers keeping it clean, keeping it on track. No time penalties so far. That is unless, of course, I miss them. But doing well. So we know at the end of the race, we can completely mix up the grid. That is, if anyone can catch Terra at this point. He's 6 seconds ahead. He's got plenty of buffer room to make a few corner cuts. Speaking of corner cuts, Eduardo Andretti gets a time penalty. Back in P13. Looking to make up some ground. Tiger right on the back of Propulsion X, trying to make something happen. This BCFU is well within half a second of Henners. You know, these two are pretty evenly paced as they were 5 milliseconds apart in qualifying. So it should be a great battle on track. BTFU getting awfully close, going pretty deep there. He knows what he's doing. No tap on Henners. Keeping it as close as possible without hitting him as Tiger finally gets by Propulsion X. Now trying to get by PC Jesus as soon as he can. Hop back on board with BTFU though. This is for P3. There's no move there. Switch back and forth between these guys. The Tiger's looking to make some kind of move. There goes Tiger. And here comes BTFU. Nothing doing there. They'll have to wait another turn. Tiger may go up the inside here and may tuck in. We'll see. Lovely angles. Peaks on the inside. Nothing going on there. Gets a little bit of wheel spin. Here comes BTFU. Nothing happening there. Propulsion X though. Again, to move on the outside of Tiger. Tiger going defensive. Wow, break him and keep that position it seems. A little bit of tap there. Come away clean. So 2 big battles going on between BTFU and Henners, as well as Tiger Racing and PC Jesus, just trying to get by, make his way back up. BTFU now too far back to make a move on this first straight. Terra stretching out his lead to 7.8 seconds, so he's cruising along, almost a full straight ahead of P2, Ozone Chimera. BTFU unable to get close there. A little bit of wheel spin. This Tiger's looking to make some kind of move now on PC Jesus. A lot of wheel spin. These drivers may need to pit soon. Not sure of the tire wear on intermediates in light rain at Austria. I don't play this game enough to know that. As Tiger goes for the move. Oh, loses his braking point completely. Loses his front left end plate. And unfortunately, will drop back to P12. Unfortunate move from Tiger there. He must have just completely lost his his brakes as he missed the braking point by a mile. Tried to evade action and unfortunately lost part of his wing. So there goes some of the wing from the Ferrari. He'll probably have to pit, I'm guessing. Maybe a good time now to pit anyways. Get some clean air. BTFU just too far back to make anything into turn 1. Gets a decent exit there as Henders gets a little bit on the curb. Touch of grass from the McLaren. Coming right on the back of the Williams there. Henders will back off and tuck in. Maybe a little bit of team orders there. I'm not sure what happened. One of them will try and take a stab at P2 Ozone Chimera. Doing a great job of staying ahead here. Tiger Racing opting to stay out, it seems. He'll take this broken wing a few more laps before the pit window opens. According to the weatherman, this rain is supposed to stay all race long, so we won't be seeing any crazy strategies. It'll probably just be a one-stop intermediate to the end. As we have our first pitters going into the pit, speaking of, we'll see where they head out, putting on some fresh intermediates. Scrummy getting a new wing. May have damaged it earlier in the race. That'll drop him a couple positions. As we see the Red Bull, the Propulsion X going super wide on turn 1, but keeps it out the wall. Does a good job there. Kermit coming in hot now, up the side of the racing point. Can he make the move stick? Only use my dad. Concedes a position coming out of the pits. Not what you want if you're trying to make up some time. See if he can make the move. Take it back into this next corner. Goes up the inside. We'll tuck in behind the Renault and stay where he's at. Cosmo opting to pit now, as well as Henners. Coming to pit, so we'll see where he comes out ahead of these drivers. So the pit stop chain has commenced. Drivers will start to pit. Meanwhile, Ter chilling out in front by a long shot. BTFU trying to close in on Chimera, but not having any luck at the moment. Tiger Racing with that broken wing, trying to make something happen on Kermit. Doing a good job of keeping the car on the track, considering he doesn't have a front left end plate. Especially in the rain, I'm sure. Striffium has now decided to pit. Going on to the inters. Shock there. Looks like BTFU will go into the pits now. Unable to make the pass. We'll try and see if the undercut can work. So we'll hop on with Henders over here. As BTFU speeds in the pit lane, so he'll get a 5-second penalty. That'll be crucial to his race. Unfortunate for him, as that's definitely hard to do in the wet, as your braking point is usually much earlier. Comes across the line. We'll see where he comes out in relation to BTFU. I know Henders didn't have much traffic coming out. BTFU coming out pretty quick there. And will remain well ahead of Henders. So not much of an undercut at all. Pretty much the same time gained as lost. As plenty of people are starting to pit now. Getting those fresh sets of intermediates to go to the end. Seems to be raining the exact same amount as it did at the start of the race, so Not much strategy changing as Cosmos trying to make his way back with a new front wing and some new intermediates. Meanwhile, our race leader, who we haven't looked at very much because he's been pulling away, he's finally decided to pit. So we'll see where he comes out. I'm going to guess still in P1. Although Racer 33 is looking to inherit the lead for the time being. We'll get out ahead of Ter, so Ter dropping to P2 temporarily, of course, as Henner sets the fastest lap of the race. He's on a charge now. Try and catch BTFU. PC Jesus opting to pit, so only person to have not pit yet is indeed Racer 33, and I'm guessing he will do so next lap. We see Ter getting a 3-second time penalty now. That'll be crucial to his race. Racer 33 opting to stay out, it seems. There's a yellow flag, but I'm not sure for what exactly. Oh, as Racer 33 spins, no, in the lead. He'll lose some wing right where someone else lost his wing. We used a little bit of reset to track there. Not sure what happened. There's a safety car because of that, I believe. Due to Racer 33, I'm not exactly sure. That seems like a very proactive safety car, you might say. But this is great for Racer 33, as he now can pit for a new wing and hopefully not lose too much time. So this will spice things up now. We have 16 laps to go. PPR Scrummy's diving in the pits, trying to make use of this safety car. Getting some fresh tires. Will not lose any positions, it seems. Kermit gets a 3-second time penalty under the safety car. That's unfortunate. Racer 33 trying to speed back to the pits as fast as possible. There is a delta under the safety car, so you cannot exceed a certain speed, which can help him out, hopefully, in this pit lane. We'll see where he comes out compared to the other drivers. Hopefully he doesn't speed in the pit lane. It's a good job of slowing down there. This could definitely mix some things up, though. He will drop at least to P5 at the moment. As Only Use My D is coming in as well. So Racer 33 in a pretty good position here. Fresh inters and in P5, right on the back of the rest of the field. Strifium has inherited P6 from Dad pitting. So safety car coming right after everyone but Racer 33 pits. As most of our grid lines up behind the safety car. Our commentary booth will take a short break while the safety car takes you around Spielberg. Now as Terra tries to start the field back up, we'll back the field up as much as he can. They're all warming up their tires. We'll wait all the way up until the line as Strifium has collided with Racer 33. Strifium up into P4 with a 3-second time penalty. Not sure what happened there. Strifium's dropped all the way back to P7. Ozone Chimera up into P4 now. Propulsion, of course, a lapped car, letting all these cars by as quick as possible. Lovely camera angles from Cody's here as we can't see more than one car in a frame at a time. There we go. Won't get away pretty cleanly. Meanwhile, the leaders. BTFU trying to stay with Terra now. There's a 33 on the back of Only Use My Dad. Seems like his front left end plate is gone. That's unfortunate for him. Tiger Racing keeping it clean. We got a couple cars side by side through the double left-hander. Bolshevik's looking for a move on Kermit. All these cars side by side. Squirmy and Racer 33 have pit due to wing damage. That's super unfortunate. Racer 33 was in great position, but not so much anymore. So a big train of cars coming now as Propulsion X gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring a blue flag. That's questionable as Tiger Racing and Propulsion X, sorry, Blizzard have collided, it seems. PPR Squirmy's on softs. Oh, oh man. Oh, Squirmy. I'm sorry for you, man. It seems like the Williams pit crew have utterly botched it. That is unfortunate. We'll see what kind of lap times he can do. Meanwhile, Tiger's right on the back of Eduardo Andretti, trying to make something happen as soon as possible. BTFU doing a good job of staying with Ter, as Henry seems to be falling back just a little bit. Here comes Tiger. Oh, as he loses it and hits the wall. May have lost a little bit of wing there. He's okay. Comes back on the track nice and clean. Nothing doing there. He's got plenty of space. Looks like he still has a decent amount of his wing. He might have lost his front right end plate. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, let's see how Squirmy's doing. Seems to be rolling around on ice skates at the moment. Not a great look for the Williams pit crew, as usually they're pretty on top of it. Comparable to Red Bull's pit crew. And he'll stay out. Maybe it wasn't his pit crew. Maybe it was his strategy. As Tiger has retired from the session by going in the pits. That's his race done. Unfortunately, Ferrari lost his wing just one too many times. I'm very concerned as to how and why Squirmy's on softs, but there he goes. He spun out. He's lost his front left wing. Quite unfortunate for him. So he'll try to make his way back to the pits. Try and get that changed and hopefully get some new tires dedicated for wet races. Chimera's getting oh so close to Henner's as they round the final corner. Within 5/10 now. So Williams of Squirmy has stayed out. Still with that broken wing. Not sure what happened. He's just staying out, trying to. I'm not sure what's going through the minds of the Williams strategist right now. Looks like that front wing definitely needs a change. It's a yellow flag, it seems, in Sector 2 from 2 Red Bulls. So Eduardo Jordi gets a little bit of oversteer. Blizzard stays off of him though. This looks like Squirmy has gone completely off the track. Terrace is the fastest lap of the race though. Williams must have their. Squirmy has retired from the session. Not what we like to see here at PPR, but that'll definitely cause a safety car. And Ter, after pulling a 3.3 second lead, will have to forfeit that, as we'll now start back up the race yet again with another safety car. As we have a drive-through penalty, it seems, for speeding under the safety car. Ozone has decided to pit. Not sure if this will pay off or not. It seems to be kind of drying up. No, it's definitely still wet. Another drive-through penalty. Plenty of kids speeding under the safety car as PCGs has retired from the session. Seems he's done it out of harm's way. Squirmy's out of this session. As most of our pack will try and catch up now. Ozone Chimera in a solid spot at the moment. P4 with fresh inters, so he planned that out quite perfectly, I might add. So he's in prime position to make something happen here for this safety car restart. As PCG just has left the session, so we're now down to 12 drivers. The 2 Red Bulls in the back, hoping to crack those points. See what happens as we've got 6 laps left of this Grand Prix, and I'm sure the safety car will go around at least once more from the looks of it. We'll find out momentarily if the safety car does indeed come in this lap. I believe he should, considering our grid is stacked back up. As he crosses into the third sector, safety car is indeed in this lap, according to race control. So we'll see what kind of start Ter can pull off this time. As you know, last time he waited pretty late up into the line to get underway. We'll stay with him though. As Propulsion gets a 5-second penalty for colliding with Only Use My D. Here we go, folks. The final event of the night. See if our car is crawling over the hill. Ter stomping his ground at the moment, not letting anyone underway. Here comes all of our drivers. Ter inching around the final corner, waiting until he has great traction. He's still slowing down. Nothing happening, waiting to the line. Great start there by Ter. Here comes Henners, and he'll have an illegal overtake. Yep, he'll have to get that back because I think he passed before the line. But still right on the back of BTFU. If BTFU goes wide, terrible game glitch there on Henners' car. Henners goes up the inside now, side by side with BTFU. Gets the move done before the braking zone. BTFU coming back though. Henners still on the inside. As BTFU will have to go wide. Henners keeping it in control. His engine sounds like it's about to explode. They're still side by side. BTFU back up in the lead. Here comes Chimera on those fresh inters, trying to make something happen right off the bat. It's going to be a great battle for P2 at the moment because Ter is taking off. Ter also has that 3-second time penalty, so he'll have to pull away as fast as he can now. The rest of our grid pulling away somewhat okay. Seems Stryfium got off to an extremely bad start. He's still in P10 though, as Blizzard gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring blue flags. He's top 4 where it's at. Meanwhile, Kermit's in P5, the Renault driver, chilling up there, looking to get some big Renault points. We'll see what happens. Terry's going to have to put in work to try and pull out a 3-second gap in the next 4 laps. Ozone Chimera coming in, looking at Henners, goes for a deep dive bomb. Taps the inside of Henners. No damage it seems though. They'll get away cleanly after a lunge from the Ferrari driver. We'll make another one. He looks to the inside. Brakes late, but won't do anything. I hate this camera angle. Cody's, please change it. Thank you. Those fresh inters trying to put in work. As you can see, Henners is definitely struggling now compared to the softer tires behind him. Meanwhile, Ter's broken out of a second from BTFU. Let's see if he can do anything more in these closing laps. Ter's the fastest lap with a 1:14.8, so he's cruising now. So the yellow flag in sector 3. Looks like Propulsion. Sorry, teammate Blizzard has spun around, but he's fine. Back on track. Only Use My D is past Kermit. Chimera unable to make anything go. A little tap there from Ozone Chimera sends Henners almost around, but he'll hold the position and let him stay ahead. Might be some wing damage there from the Ferrari driver, not sure. His left end plate is gone, so that gives Only Use My D a chance to now overtake Chimera. MRL BTFU closing in on Ter. Tight battle here for P3, that final podium spot. Chimera may have just thrown it away with that tap there, unfortunately. Here comes Only Use My D. Chimera on this much fresher tires. Sorry, they're on equal tires, so Only Use My D has got the advantage now. Chimera getting a poor exit there. Yellow flag in sector 1. Not exactly sure what that is. As Henders goes very wide into turn 3. Meanwhile, Tear unable to break free from BTFU and pull out 3 seconds ahead. Tear, of course, having that 3-second time penalty, and I believe BTFU not having a single one. Although I believe, if I recall, he does have a 5-second from speeding in the pit lane, so Henders could be on if he can stay close with BTFU for a win. Only time will tell as we cross the line. We're now got 3 laps left. Lap 34 of 36, sorry, 35. 2 laps left. Only Use My D has got to make the move happen as soon as possible now. He's running out of time. Only got a couple laps left. Henner is now 5 seconds back from P2. So BTFU will hold P2 at this point. If timing holds, Only Use My D unable to do anything and try in his attempt to get past Ozone Chimera. Ferrari doing a good job of holding his ground even with the front left end plate gone. Doing a great job defending there. The combination of fresh tires minus the front wing damage is keeping Ozone Chimera at bay from Henders. Henders on those very old intermediates though, which is not allowing him to completely pull away just yet. Just a little tap there from Only Use My D. He's not messing around. Just a little bump draft here. We shake and bake at PPR. It's the final lap now. This is probably the last chance for Only Use My D to make a move. He'll be way too far back unless he makes a lunge of a century. Meanwhile, Tear's ahead of BTFU by just half a second. Only Use My D goes way too deep there and will lose out on P4. Meanwhile, the battle for lead is heating up as BTFU's right on the back of Tear, coming around for the final lap of the race into the final sector for the last time. We'll see if Tear can hold it together. These two drove a brilliant race so far. Tear has been dominant all race long, getting pole. Comes up to the line and will win the Austrian Grand Prix for PPR PC Division 2. Meanwhile, Henders coming up to the line. We'll see what he can do. P3, P4, and P5 all straight up, as Only Use My D does have a 5-second time penalty. So that's your podium. Tear, Emerald, Henders, Chimera, and Only Use My Dad, our top 5. Kermit coming in P6. Eduardo Andretti in P8. Cosmo in P9. P10. Striffium getting that P9 now, as Cosmo had a 10-second or 5-second unserved penalty. But a double Renault points finish. You love to see it, folks. A nice Racing Point 1.5 as well. Solid drive from all of our drivers. Unfortunate for our retirements, Tiger Racing and PC Jesus. Blizzard coming across the line to round off our finishers. Solid race there. Tear completely dominated. There you have it, folks. Our podium with Tear, BTFU, and Henders. Well-deserved win. Drove through the wet brilliantly. now get to be showered with champagne instead of water from the sky. Solid race from our guys. So here we have our finishers. Tear in P1 with a 3-second time penalty. Unfortunately, BTFU had a 5-second time penalty, so he kept P2. Henners in P3. Chimera P4. Only use my ID P5. Kermit P6. Racer 33 P7. Eduardo Andretti getting some solid points after struggling through the first part of the season. In P8. Strifium in P9. Cosmo P10. Double points finish for Renault. Love to see it. Propulsion X and Blizzard P11 and 12 to round off your finishers. And there you have it, folks. PPR PC Division 2 Austrian Grand Prix. We'll fade that out now. Bring up our F1 page. Unfortunately, we do not have time for podium interviews tonight. Apologize on my behalf. But thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like the stream, go ahead, hit that like button. If you didn't, go wash your hands. Stay healthy. Stay indoors. Please stay home. PPR just wants you to be healthy. PPR wants the world to be healthy. And can't do that if you don't wash your hands and you don't stay home. So anyways, thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Bye.